And, you know, even when you're a favorite, not a big favorite in this game, there's a lot of luck involved. I was a favorite, but he caught the card he needed, and here I am.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with the final run here on the World Poker Tour. Hello and welcome back to the World Poker Tour. I'm Vince Van Patten with Mike Sexton.
Well, here we go. Show us the money. The tradition on the World Poker Tour. Oh, Benny, out comes the cash. And the pretty girls to go with it.
That is very nice.
And we got a cart full of more money coming out. Our own Courtney Friel is bringing out the briefcase of chips. The cash being put on the table. The bevy of beauties all around. What a show here at the Borgata Casino Hotel and Spa.
There are distractions everywhere. Big time money.
They left the cash. They're walking out. It's time to get down to business. Heads up for the title of the Borgata Poker Open.
Two-man shoving match about to begin. Title at stake. And with that, chip leader at this point is going to be Al Ardebili. He's got about $5.2 million. And Ricardo Festejo with about $5.1 million.
And Vince, who would have thought it's come down to two local guys, two guys from New Jersey, both of whom won a satellite to get in this tournament, vying for all this money in a WPT title.
Just a great story. Al Ardebili. Let's see if he'll get lucky in the heads-up competition.
Well, he's an investor, a former bond trader, an amateur player, and he looks down at King Jack.
Pretty good starting hand, heads up. It's on him first. He's already got 100,000 in the pot.
Raise to 600.
Comes in for 600,000.
Ricardo, on the other hand, look at this. He's got a big hand. King, queen of clubs.
Wow, and he's going all in with advance right away on deal number one.
Over the top.
Little does he know he has his man dominated right now. He's got King Queen versus King Jack.
Very nonchalantly.
And if Al stubs his toe here, it could be over in one deal. You see the pain on Al's face right there. He knows King Jack should be the favorite over an opponent in a heads-up match, but when you bet 600,000 and your opponent's moved all in for $5 million, you start wondering if your Kojak is any good.
She's going to sweat this out. A dream possibly coming true here tonight.
And he's going to lay it down, and wisely so.
Very solid.
Ricardo had the King Queen of clubs, had him dominated. That's not the spot you'd want to put all your money in the pot with.
But what's impressive is both players coming out of the gate fast. They know they have to play aggressive. That's the sign of two excellent poker players.
So Ricardo Festejo taking down pot number one to take the chip lead in this heads-up battle.
100,000.
Very strong, aggressive play by both gentlemen. They know what they're doing. All right, it's going to be on Ricardo this time. Looking down at an ace-deuce.
Well, Ricardo, I'm sure, knows that an ace high is favored over a random hand. See how he plays it.
Taking his time, very casual player.
Well, he's been playing poker for 10 years, 2 as a professional.
Raise.
All right, he makes the raise up to 600 grand.
Well, you got Al Ardebili here with the 3 deuce, the 2 lowest cards you can have in the deck.
I call.
But he's calling Vince here with the 3 deuce of diamonds here, 400,000 more.
Interesting. Deceptive hand if you happen to catch. He's going to gamble here. We're going to see a flop.
Over $1.2 million in the pot right now. It's ace deuce for Ricardo, 3 deuce for Al. Here comes the flop. Flop is king 7 deuce. Both players have flopped bottom pair. Ricardo with the ace kicker has the best hand.
Going to be on Al first. He checks his little deuces.
Both players have a backdoor flush draw. Ricardo in spades, Al in diamonds. But we may not get to that because Ricardo has just bet $1 million on his 2 deuces.
Nice solid bet into Al.
Well, this could be the Waterloo for Al if he decides to play this pot.
I'm all in.
He's gone all in. Vince, he has come over the top for nearly $3 million more with the bottom pair here.
Oh, man, he is shoving back in a big way. I can't believe he makes this kind of raise.
We can see that Ricardo has him dominated. But believe me, folks, if you're sitting at that table and the guy check raised you for $3 million more, you just have to take that bottom pair and muck it, don't you, Vince?
You would think so. If Ricardo Festeo would make this call, it would be the call of the decade.
Well, it would be astounding, Vince. I mean, the only way you can make this call is if you put your opponent on a stone bluff. Even if he's got a spade draw with 2 spades in his hand, he's not an underdog to beat your 2 deuces. Now making a re-raise of $3 million more with the bottom pair.
Now, in a limit game, you'd probably make this call, but this is no limit. This is such an all-in bet. It's a huge amount of money. But he is actually still considering this.
Call.
He's making the call, Vince.
Just an incredible call he's made.
And he is going to absolutely love it when he sees Al's hand. How you can make this call with bottom pair like this is unbelievable. But he has done it. And right now, he is a substantial favorite, well over 9-1 to win this pot and take this title right here.
This is the call of the decade.
Vince, you are right about that. You talk about the call of the century. Folks, you put this one right up there. I don't care what happens in this pot. What a call Ricky made right here.
This thing could be over.
Well, it's not over. Al can catch a 3 or 2 running diamonds to win this pot.
Stay tuned. We're coming back with the conclusion in just a moment.
Welcome back to the World Poker Tour, where chip leader Ricardo Festeo has made the call of a lifetime and is well on his way to a $1.5 million payday.
Well, right now,
What a game of psychology.
well, Al can't
Mind
believe
over
it.
mind
He's
right
in
now.
shock.
Yeah.
He can't believe that the guy called him with bottom pair when he raised him $3.5 million.
But right now, 2 cards to come.
Well, Ricardo, well over 8-1 favorite to win this pot. He has got to be loving it right now. He can taste that WPT title and that $1.5 million on his fingertips. All he's got to do is dodge a 3 or 2 running diamonds.
Ricardo's come a long way since dealing blackjack. 2 cards away from a World Poker Tour title and becoming a millionaire.
Well, if it comes king, king, or 7-7, they would split the pot. But right now, Ricardo Festeo in great shape to take this title right now. Here comes the turn card.
It's a 3.
Oh! Can you believe this? Wow! That is unbelievable. Well, that is shocking.
Pain and torture at Borgata.
Well, Vince, the crowd is stunned, and why not? What a hand this is. Right now, Ricardo must catch an ace on the river if he's going to take Al out and win the tournament right now. Otherwise, Al Ardebili will be a monster chip leader in this heads-up battle.
A complete implosion for Ricardo. He shakes his head, and this is a very casual man. He has seen it all. He can't believe it. Here comes the river.
Well, it's an 8.
He didn't do it.
He's saying, I made the greatest call in poker history. Why wasn't I rewarded for it? Instead, I got punished.
Al going to his family, gets the big hug from the pretty wife. It's party time over there.
It is not over yet, though. We've seen players come back with this kind of deficit before, but right now, Ricardo Festeo is still devastated. Vince, the guy's got to be in total shock.
Well, it's the greatest call on the World Poker Tour we've seen, and yet it's the worst outcome we've ever seen.
You're right about that, Vince. I mean, this is a hand that's going to be talked about for a long time to come here in Atlantic City.
Right now, Ricky Ricardo on life support with just over $1 million. Let's see if he can get this back.
It's not over, Vince. He's got over $1 million in chips, like you said. He looks down at 7-8 of hearts. And he's going all in with it.
Yeah, he's going to push hard. And now Al right behind him. He's got ace-9. He says, I'm going to call it.
Quickly calls him with the ace high. the favorite to take this pot and win this title right now. And Ricardo saying, look, you just made a huge outdraw on me to win a pot. I'm at least a 40% favorite to win this pot. Let me have one.
Both players came in through a satellite. Here comes our flop.
And flop is king 5 deuce. Right now, Ricardo must catch a 7 or an 8 or 2 running cards to make a straight. Otherwise, this tournament is going to be wrapped up in a bow and put under the tree of Al Ardebili.
Here comes the turn card.
Well, it's a 5.
Here's the board.
Well, we've come down to the river, and if this card is not a 7 or an 8, this tournament's going to be history.
Al's family in prayer mode on the rail. River card coming up.
It's a 6.
He did it.
Well, the investor, the amateur poker player, the guy that got in this tournament on a $300 satellite has parlayed it into $1.5 million and a WPT title. That is incredible.
Just a stunning victory for Al, but you gotta feel for Ricardo. He is in a state of shock. You can't blame him. Look at this, a big hug and kiss from his wife. She's got to be so proud. He is our new champion.
Well, instant celebrity right there. Al Ardebili, our champion of the Borgata Poker Open. Custom on the World Poker Tour. It's time to toast our champion with Budweiser, the official beer of the World Poker Tour. To our runner-up, Ricky Festeo, and our champion, Al Ardebili from Jersey City, New Jersey. Congratulations. Champion of the Borgata Poker Open. For Courtney Friel, Vince Van Patten, and everyone at the World Poker Tour, I'm Mike Sexton saying thanks for watching. And until next time, may all your cards be live and your pots be monster.